couple days ago, what the fuck did I watch? Honestly. I mean, if this movie was only focused on the court scenes and if you took out some of the stupid, generic bullshit out of this movie, this could have been a good film. But no. This is a lackluster film, and oh boy. Let's just get into it. Yeah, this is Derek Yosh, and today on This Movie Sucks, it's going to be Guilty as Sin. Yeah, let's fucking get into it, alright? First of all, the story and what the movie is about. Well, okay. Simply, Green Hill is framed for killing his wife. Unfortunately, this lawyer has to get him out of this situation, and of course, that she puts him on bail, and also the fact that she's got to try to win this case. But here's the thing, though. There's really nothing going for this movie because the ending, there's really nothing for the ending. Really, it's just fucking idiotic and stupid and a waste of time. Yeah, as the movie's trying to trick us that this guy is innocent. And then all of a sudden this movie wants to change pace and pretty fucking stupid. It's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie before M. Night Shyamalan even fucking directed or even fucking existed in Hollywood, for that matter. Alright, that's what that fucking ending feels like, man. And just the scenes just drag on forever. Honestly, like it feels like you're watching a bad filler episode of any random anime, to be exact, or any random show. It doesn't fucking matter. Because the story here, although, yeah, there was some things that could have kept it going, but no. The movie decides to flip-flop, and it decides, oh, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. No. He's actually a murderer. He murdered a lot of women and whatever. Who fucking cares because the story sucked here, honestly. I mean, let's get into the characters. The lawyer herself, um, yeah, at first she's hateable. You don't really care. But then as the movie progresses, yeah, her character was there, but here's the problem though. It's the story that fucking sucks. Honestly. And it's just like, okay, you realize what this woman has gone through and stuff like that. Green Hill, on the other hand, you don't care. He's just a generic character that we don't really fucking care and give a shit about. And it's predictable. Yes, he is a murderer. He is the killer. And unfortunately, his character sucks ass. Another thing is, the side characters. The side characters is way better than your antagonist. How bad is that shit, honestly? And even the judges in the film was a lot more interesting. Okay, fine. I'll give the lawyer character this. She was a little bit interesting in like the second or third act, but the first act, you just hate her. You really do. And it's a waste. It's really a waste. And it's a waste of Green Hill, and it's a waste of that. Really. Okay, and then, as well as, each and every other character. Okay, fine, they're a little bit interesting, and then you have some of those where they're just boring and they don't add nothing to the film. And they're just in the fucking background for no cow damn reason. Although the cow damn director just added them for, I guess, artsy fartsy and um, to make the film have that type of whatever. How much more characters could we have in a film? Yeah, and that's what it felt like to me, honestly. And let's get into the acting. Of course, Rebecca D. Rebecca D. Yeah, in the first act, her acting is terrible, as of course many other drama films. Actresses could act a lot more better than what she acted in this first act. Although in the second act, of course, that you could really feel for her and um you actually care about the character, but that's not enough because the story fucking sucks and half of the characters suck and so on and so forth. And some of your acting sucks too. And Don Johnson does a terrible performance in this. Really, he does. I couldn't find him intimidating. Really, he's just there. He's just really terrible. His performance is not believable. Really, yeah, maybe in the third act, maybe, but his acting is not going to save this film. As for everyone's acting, no. Alright, I'll give them this. They did an okay job. But that's not saying much because of the way that the story is presented and the way that characters are presented and the way that the acting is presented. Sometimes the acting in the court scenes is a lot better. I'm guessing the director focused a lot more on those court scenes than the tip of the mill drama bullshit scenes. Really. That ensues the love triangle between this woman, her husband, and Greenhill. I did not really care for that. Really. And it's just like, okay, does she fucking love this psychopath or not? Okay, so let's get into the writing as the movie goes from point A to point B to point C. I don't care for point A. Point B had a lot of potential. Point C had a lot of potential, but here's the problem. This movie is a mix mash of everything. And it just boils my blood right now as I'm speaking. This movie could have had a lot of potential, but no. It just suffers a lot as this movie does not know what the fuck it wants to be. And it has Tourette's and bipolar disease and um, whatever else. This movie has a lot of fucking problems. Okay, the dialogue could be stupid in this film sometimes. Um, the line of delivery from Don Johnson is just mediocre at best, and sometimes lackluster. And Rebecca D just sounds like she just reading off of the script sometimes. And that's pretty bad in your film. Alright? Okay, so let's get into the cinematography and the visuals. The cinematography and the visuals look okay for this film. They're nothing that great. And they're nothing that phenomenal. I mean, really. Um, you had a lot more better films that had better cinematography and visuals. And some of the shots sometimes look shitty. I'll admit that. Some of the shots, sometimes you could just tell that the director just wanted to rush and hurry this up so that he could take a lunch break to go get a club sandwich with rye bread. So yeah. Another thing is, um, the the sets, all that lighting. Well, the sets were okay, but I noticed one scene. They're supposed to be in the like a big high building, right? Well, it's a fucking studio, and outside is a painted background. How lazy is that shit? Honestly, when other films had it in actual buildings and you had an actual background of the wind blowing something or a bird flying by or anything like that. I'm not trying to be artsy fartsy here, but I'm just trying to make you see. Yeah, I mean, that background just ruined that shot right there, honestly, and you just can't look away from it. Really, you can't. Once it's there, you're always going to look at that background. And you can't focus on the characters. You really can't. You're focusing on the fucking whatever is in the background. You're focusing on that. On the fucking painting. Not on the actual characters. You're focusing on the horrible painting in the background. Um, Blood Squeebs was okay for that one shot where, spoiler alert, they fall off the building or they fall off the ledge. That's how forgettable this film is. Um, I mean, overall, the film itself. Hold on, hold on. I'm getting too way ahead of myself. Sounds was okay. Music, the original scores. I would have to say it's actually pretty good for the film, but it's not going to save it. Howard Shore does a phenomenal job with the score, but that's not going to do anything for this film when everything else was terrible and okay, and yeah. Okay, so now let's get to that. Overall, the film itself, this is a utter disappointment. A waste of my time. I want my 107 minutes back. I could have been doing something way better. Uh, could have went to a pawn shop, found some video games. Could have found some movies, shit like that. And instead of wasting my time with this utter piece of garbage. Yeah. So anyways, with that, I am out. Peace.